And I'm thinking to myself, where is this man? And then, of course, she'd be on the phone with him, and I'd hear the conversation. And James Brown would have many conversations with him, and Michael Jackson. And he would always put the speaker on so I could listen to everything that was being said. I always felt very bad because I really didn't feel like I needed to be hearing all this stuff, but I heard it.
Okay.
And,
you know what? Let's stop right there. I'm going to have to read some commercials. Okay?
Okay.
If you want to take a little break and get a drink or something, it's going to take me about 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
But when we get back, we'll get into all this stuff about. I didn't know you listened to Michael Jackson's conversations, so I'm going to ask you about that when we get back. Okay. But first of all, I want to welcome a brand new sponsor to the Opperman Report. These guys are brand new, and it's kind of. I just got the ad copy shortly before going on the air, and so it's a little hard to describe. Okay, because it's a small group of women. They're villagers in Mexico, a group of village women in Mexico, and they live in a small town in Mexico in the mountainous state of Guerrero. Okay, now these women have loved ones in the United States living and working as immigrants. And this situation is very common, and according to official numbers of the state government, in this town of Guerrero, in this mountainous region, out of 3 million people that live there, 800,000 are currently living in the United States. So many of the people from this small village migrate to the United States, some legally, some illegally, all different ways. So these women have family members, their husbands, their sons, all cross the border and are living and working in the United States, some illegally and some legally. What they have done to support this small village, these women have come together and they've written a book of their letters to their husbands, their sons, their grandfathers, their brothers, who have come to America to work. And it's called New World Women. Okay, and you could find this book on lulu.com. Okay, and it's all about their love letters to their husbands and their sons, and it's very touching stuff. Now, these women, they're artists, and what they do is they create jewelry down there. And in this book, they also teach you how to make the jewelry. Now, you can go to their website. It's called handcrafted-ethnic-jewelry.com. But if you Google New World Mexican Women, you'll come up with that link, the handcrafted-ethnic-jewelry.com website. And they have a webinar that you can sign up for this webinar, and you can learn how to make this Mexican jewelry. These women, it's a village of women artists down there. They're trying to support their village by this book called New World Mexican Women, and their love letters to their family and their husbands in the United States, and also their handcraftedethnicjewelry.com, which teaches you how to make the jewelry that they make and support themselves with. These are all women. They're artists down there. They're very concerned about the issues about immigration here in the United States. I'm going to be working on this ad copy for this new sponsor because I really want to support this women and this village here in Mexico. You know, most radio shows and TV shows you tune in and they have an advertisement where you want to support a village down in a foreign country. But here we have a village in a foreign country actually supporting the show. Okay, they're sponsoring us. And it really should be the other way around. I really wanted to gather up support for them and help build that up. I got a link to their book and their blog and their website on the Opperman Report blog. Okay, that's our newest sponsor. Now, don't forget our oldest sponsor is Pacific West Bamboo. Amanda at Pacific West Bamboo, and you can reach her at 503-839-8126. Her email is demroots@oppermail.com. Her Facebook is Pacific West Bamboo. She's got a lot of projects going on, a lot of really, really big stuff. She's going to be working on a big concert tour where she's going to be building stages and stuff. I'm not allowed to announce it yet, so I'm kind of giving you inside information here. But it's big, big news. Rock and roll royalty she's involved with here. And it's going to be a big story when it comes out. Pacific West Bamboo, your #1 source for timber construction and craft-grade bamboo poles, plants, and products. They specialize in eco-friendly, reclaimed wood products for the home and the garden. They're located in Portland, Oregon, and they've been servicing the Northwest for over 10 years. They can be reached at 503-839-8126. That's 503-839-8126. They can and do ship nationwide. If you have any kind of construction project, you're building a new deck, you need flooring, Whatever you're doing, you want to build a backyard or something, or even a stage for a rock concert, contact Amanda at Pacific West Bamboo and consult with her and see what she can do for you. Okay, you can also support the Opperman Report with a PayPal donation, oppermanreport@gmail.com. You can also hear your ad read here live Friday night and then replay it all week long on about 12 different stations twice a night. It's a great value if you want to advertise for your business. I'll make jokes about it, and I'll introduce you on the show, and you can help sponsor the show and get really good information. I know you don't hear stuff like this about James Brown. There's a big movie out with a big budget and a big ad campaign, but you're hearing the truth, the real people behind the scenes. Check out InfinityHomePlans.com. That's right, Mike Gray at InfinityHomePlans.com. Check out Infinity Home Plans and Design Services, your source for 3D and 2D architectural services. They offer a multitude of products, including stock home plans, 2D digital and drawing sets, and 3D models and renderings, and more. Don't forget my daughter's radio show this Saturday, tomorrow, Teen Truth, on cjmarsradio.com at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey, guess who's going to be on there? Me. She's interviewing me tomorrow. cjmarsradio.com at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look for us on Facebook and stuff like that. I'll put up the link. I'll be in the chat room. We talk about all kinds of interesting stuff. It's a really good show. Emailrevealer.com. Emailrevealer.com. Are you being cyberstalked? If you're being cyberstalked, all you have to do is contact emailrevealer.com, give them the email address or the website or the screen name of the person stalking you, and they can locate and identify that stalker. And they can even help put together a little case for you and create exhibits that you can use as evidence in court. Emailrevealer.com. Tonight, we are with Jacque Hollander. And when we left off, it took a little longer to read the ads than it normally does, Jacque, because I'm trying to explain.
No, but I'm going to be hiring you for email.com-stalker.
Oh, let's do it. First we stalk you, then you hire us, and we catch the stalker. Okay. Yeah. No, I bet you got a lot of stalkers. I wouldn't be surprised, because I know.
I have.
Yeah, fanatical fans, especially Michael Jackson fans. I've exposed him a lot. But what do you know about Michael Jackson? Now, you listen to private conversations between Mr. James Brown and Michael Jackson. Tell us about that.
You know, there was concern back in the early 80s with Michael and the younger youth. James Brown actually had a conversation when I was sitting in his office with Michael Jackson about it.
What year?
In the early 80s. He was saying...
That was before Jordy Chandler came out.
That was before it even was released. Even before an allegation even came.
Right.
James Brown was concerned with him and said to him, you need to stay away from all these children as close and as you're getting. And Michael said, well, you know, I love the kids. And James Brown said, well, I'm working with the kids now too, but you've got to keep your distance, because if you don't, you're gonna have some problems. And of course, he was right. He was right.
Do you think James Brown suspected no good, or you think he was overlooking it, or what do you think?
No, I think James Brown was a highly intelligent man, and of course, James Brown knew the secrets behind the smoked glass.
Right.
And being beside him, I started learning the secrets behind the smoke glass, and that's when it gets really scary in this business.
Yeah, because even Al Sharpton, again, he promoted that Thriller tour with that mafia guy, Frances, one of the Frances brothers, who actually one of these brothers testified against his own father in the RICO federal mafia trials back in New York City. And he was one of the producers of this tour with Al Sharpton. And I personally know people that had allegations of child molestation at that tour. And this was way before this Jordy Chandler story first came out, which was years later, 93. So I had heard about these stories again, just like you. Okay, boy, I think we might know some of the same people. What do you think?
I think we do.
Yeah.
I think it's a very small world.
I definitely agree with you with that, yeah.
And at that time, that's when the arrests became really bad, and Adrian started reaching out when James Brown was going to jail to Reverend Al Sharpton.
Well, before you get to that, describe that big incident where he had the shotgun and he was hijacking cars and stuff, and he beat up some woman. There was a big incident, right, with a chase and everything?
Well, that all started, basically, he started carrying the guns around, and, of course, he went into the insurance seminar, and unlike the movie depiction, which I saw, that he fired the gun off inside the insurance seminar, he did not. He did not fire off the gun, but a woman did suffer a massive heart attack because of it, because of being under that much fear.
Right.
When he went in there. And, of course, they didn't show all that. She's a lovely lady. I did get to meet her in the years later. And the fear that it left her with was PTSD and, of course, many physical ailments.
What sparked him to go into an insurance seminar with a shotgun?
The insurance seminar was connected to his office.
Okay.
The office buildings. And he thought they had come in and used his bathroom. His bathroom was inside his office.
Right.
It was, nobody used that bathroom. It was like the king's throne. Okay? And I saw that bathroom many times. And he was high on PCP, and he went crazy. And it ended up in a 2-state high-speed chase.
Right.
Bullets being shot at him, and it was insane. And, of course, he was beating Adrian. He knocked her teeth out 4 separate times. She was a very, very, very battered woman. He shot at her. He shot holes through the rooms. I know because I saw them.
Now, with all these incidents, would the police show up and just, let him go? What would happen?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He was arrested, but he always got out. Now, here's what's very interesting.
Wait. He got out and they dropped the charges, and they covered it up, or he got out and he had to go to court?
He got out and there were minimal charges.
Okay.
This was a convicted felon. He already had a felony rap. He should never have even been allowed to have guns.
Yeah.
But because he was the godfather of soul, and that name matched him perfectly, he was the godfather. And he was the godfather of the black world. I mean, James Brown was with the Black Panthers. He was a worldwide godfather. This was not just a name that was given to him. He earned this name. He was the godfather. People trembled when they saw him. I was with him. You would go in places and people would tremble because of his power, his connections. And eventually it got to a point as his partner in his problems that Mr. Brown was facing many, many years in prison for assaulting and beating up Adrian, for shooting at police. James Brown was facing possibly a life sentence. And that's when Mr. Brown decided his partner, me, was going to host this huge benefit.
For him?
And it ended up costing, besides doing the benefit with all the money going to the police, and before it was all over, I had a nationwide police boycott against me. And the judge, I never did anything. And the judge basically said, if you fail at this, you're going to be right beside him in prison. And I'm thinking, this just can't be happening.
Wait, they said if you put on a benefit, if you put on a benefit, you would be going to prison.
And,
They would charge you.
Not just that, I had to report to a police detective every day, every single thing I was doing. There were my hotel rooms got broken into. it became a worldwide nightmare. And